Hongshan Culture as the origin of Chinese civilization. 8. The religious aspect. Many people believe that Taoism is the only indigenous religion of China. However, through my research on Hongshan culture, I discovered that both Buddhism and Taoism are in fact native religions of China. Recently, archaeologists excavated relics from the ancient Bashu Kingdom in Sichuan and found Buddhist statues at Sanxingdui. Moreover, members of our association even hold collections of Sanxingdui artifacts depicting the great King Buddha, which also feature Taoist Taiji Yin-Yang symbols as well as representations of the 12 zodiac animals. From this, I conclude that as early as the Shang Dynasty, Buddhism and Taoism were already integrated into one tradition predating the Indian Sakyamuni Buddha of the 6th century BCE. While the world assumes that Buddhism originated in India, evidence shows that it had already appeared in China during the Shang Dynasty. Before his passing, Sakyamuni Buddha himself told his disciples that there had been many Buddhas before him. Yet later generations failed to investigate this further and simply enshrined him as the founder of Buddhism. Within our association, we discovered years ago that prehistoric Hongshan culture already produced numerous Buddhist ritual objects. On artifacts less than 2 centimeters in diameter, figures of Buddhas and Taiji Bagua symbols were carved using lines finer than the tip of a sewing needle, an intricate technique so mysterious that modern tools cannot replicate it. This fabric line carving method compels us to redefine prehistoric Chinese civilization, especially in its religious dimension. Returning to those so-called experts who claim that Chinese civilization originated in Africa, let us examine the religions of Africa. There we find shamanism, witch doctors, and ritual healers. In Mongolia, there is shamanistic practice and spirit dancing. In Tibet, Buddhism did not arrive until the Tang Dynasty, much later. And when China already had Taoism as a fully developed indigenous religion, where in Africa or other nations was there anything comparable? It is well known that during the Xia, Shang, and Zhou dynasties, China already had its own unique religious system. Ritual leaders were called Fashi ritual masters, Jishi sacrificial priests, or Kuashi national masters, never shamans or witch doctors. This distinction exists because Taoist practices focused on cultivating immortality, whereas witchcraft implied unorthodox or malevolent arts. Thus, in Chinese religion whether Buddhist or Taoist leaders were always referred to as masters, never as shamans. So how could Chinese religion possibly have originated from Africa, Mongolia, or Tibet, when their systems are fundamentally different? If Chinese civilization had truly originated in Africa, then why has no evidence of Buddhas or Taoist Bagua symbols ever been found there? South Korea's national emblem incorporates the Chinese Bagua symbol because its civilization traces back to China. Likewise, many Japanese characters are derived from Chinese script, as Japan adopted writing from China in ancient times and later adapted it. Therefore, the true origin of a civilization must be traced to its ancestral culture. Africa, Tibet, and Mongolia cannot possibly be the cradle of Chinese civilization. I urge everyone to stand firm, maintain correct research perspectives, and stop blindly believing those so-called experts who lack genuine understanding.